like crying and being like, ding, this is what happened to me. And so I walk in and the lady goes, ding, I feel nervous energy. Oh shit, this works. That's me. I did Witty Titties because women needed a space in comedy, and I wanted it to be a space for anyway. You don't have to be a comedian. Women can come, and like it's just supposed to feel like a really dope hangout. And now there's more spaces for women, which is amazing. Oh my god, that's literally my first post ever on Instagram. This is I haven't been like cyber stalked this thoroughly since, like, I don't know, a guy who wanted to fuck me. Like, I mean, this is dating levels of creepy, and I love it.
Welcome back to the Blonde Highlights podcast. Today we are here with comedian and founder of Witty Titties Comedy, Genesis Soul.
Hi, hello. It is I, Genesis Soul.
Oh my god. We're so excited that you're here today.
I'm excited to be here.
Oh my god, okay, good. Who never wants someone to feel obligated to be here?
Yeah, can you imagine? Be like, I'm not.
Help me, I don't want to be here. Today we're just gonna go over some cool questions we have about comedy, being the badass that you are and creating an all-female space called Witty Titties. Yes. And just having so much fun. So let's dive into it.
Yes. And I want to say, I know Genesis because I've done a lot of comedy over the years at Witty Titties, and she's seen me my good, my bad, and my ugly.
You have also seen me in my good, my bad, and my ugly. So now we have a lot of dirt on each other.
Yes, exactly. I just expose myself all the time.
What, do you have a highlight this week?
Well, okay, I celebrated Mother's Day with my mom.
Okay.
And we went to a Mexican hibachi place.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a thing. So for anyone who doesn't know, hibachi is like Benihanas, where they like kind of make the thing and then they drop the like shrimp in the pocket. Like they did that, but with tacos.
Is it all you can eat?
No, I wish.
Okay.
I wish. It was pricey. It was pricey as hell. But they did it like it was truly just like Benihana's. It's just like hibachi. But then you can choose like if you wanted like tacos or quesadillas and it was all like elevated versions of it. And it was so good. It was called Descanso. Descanso is the name of the restaurant, and they have one in LA and OC, and like free promo, dude, because that shit was so yummy. That was a highlight. Like,
That is so cool.
it was so fun. But the best part was it was just me and my mom, and then you know how you have to like share the table?
Oh.
We shared it with like the whitest family. Like so white that they were like friends with the owner white.
Oh.
Because you know, like, and it's not an actual Mexican who owns this.
Yeah, they're no
This
gems.
is the whitest shit ever. And like the chef is like telling us the story of like what, and like the story was like this white person went to Mexico, and then they were like, hey, what if I did this but Benihana? Like it was like it's not an inspirational story. And so the family is like super white. It's like it's a whole like mom and aunts and a grandma and like one kid who like would not stop looking at their phone. And they were literally like, the chef was like, oh, was it your first time? And they're like, we know the owner.
No.
And then me and my mom were like, we just found out about this place. I looked it up on TikTok. and then of course he like fucked with us. The cook fucked with us because we speak Spanish. So we were just speaking Spanish with them and making the white people very uncomfortable.
Oh my
Perfect.
god, I love it.
We were like, can we have extra tortillas? He's like, I got you.
Just speak of Benihanas. Have you ever seen Queen of Versailles?
Yes.
I love how she's like, we're putting a Benihanas in the house.
Shut the fuck up. Do you know that they're making a musical?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
With what's her name?
It's someone huge. Oh my
Kristen
God.
Chenoweth.
Yes.
Yes.
If you don't know,
I don't know.
Okay. No, Queen of Versailles. Queen of Versailles is like, there was a documentary about like, it was the guy who owns a bunch of timeshares in like Westgate in Vegas. If you've seen it, it's like a little off the strip, but he's so rich, and it's about his wife, and she tries to build the most expensive house in America.
Yeah.
Like, literally recreating the Versailles Palace in bumfuck America. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know where it was.
And yeah, it's in Florida, but she is full like Florida white trash.
Oh my God.
She's the white trash who thinks like anything that like the way Trump decorates is fancy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. They're like,
God.
everywhere. This is so fancy. Like, it's that. And she's insane. She has a bunch of dogs that she doesn't like pick up their shit.
Oh my God.
The best part, they're going all throughout this, and like they start the documentary about like her making this house and like Versailles, but like palace. And then the 2008 economy crashes. And they lose a shit ton of money. And now they can't finish the house.
Yes.
Still?
No, it's just. I don't know that it's fully done, but it's livable now.
Yes, it's just
They did.
livable.
They did another documentary like a couple years ago. Yes. But yes, and then but the thing is at every planning, she's like, "We're getting the Benihanas." She's like, and it's never Benihana, it's Benihanas.
Because in Florida, that's the fanciest restaurant.
Yes. But like, she will load up her like 10 dogs, looking white trash as hell in the private jet, fly to Vegas to go to Benihanas.
Oh my God. Stop it.
Really, she's such an icon. I wish her nothing but the best.
I wish I knew more about her. Like,
You
I
would
feel-
love her. Like, you have to watch the
I need to,
documentary.
We may have to watch this tonight.
You need to watch
Yes,
it.
I
You
have
need to
homework
watch it.
tonight.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I have homework
You're
tonight.
reporting back. I'm getting a text.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna watch it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. We're gonna all watch it.
We do a group chat.
Yes. We're gonna like live tweet it.
Yes.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
my
yeah.
God.
Oh, yeah.
Highly recommend.
Can't wait.
She goes to look for like storks and like exotic birds that like populate the
And then
land.
she's always got like huge demands. Like clearly, like every contractor who's working there, like has like it's just the deadest eyes. They're just like, I'm so tired, but she pays so much money. It's so funny. Like every person who works for her is like, there's a camera in their face. They're like, we love working with her.
Clicking help.
She has these insane, like, I think in the second documentary where it's like kind of livable, she wants this party by a certain time, and like she gives everyone a month or something insane to like finish the house.
Oh my God.
And then by the end, like they finish like half of it, and they're like, it's fine, because she was gonna throw a party, and she's like, it's fine. The guests are only gonna be in like these first 5 rooms. It was so,
Oh my God.
it was wild. I love her.
I can't
love
wait.
her so much.
I can't wait.
It's so good. Highly recommend.
Do you have a low light this week? Anything you want to bitch about? Anything that
God.
pissed you off, set you off?
I know. I was thinking about it. I was like, this week has been pretty. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna bitch about something. I'm not gonna say like names or anything, but
Oh. Unpack.
no. Look, it's just people are flakes. People are unreliable, and it's very annoying. It's very. I'm not gonna go into specifics necessarily, but it's since I run a business. And it is reliant on people who show up at a certain time and pay a certain thing as promised. It's annoying to have to chase people and be like, hi, oh my God, it'd be so great if you paid me for that thing that you promised to pay me for. Or we've been dealing with a lot of like signups and cancellations, like last minute, same day cancellations. And that's rough. So I'm like, literally everything about my business is 99% amazing. And I love it. And I work with amazing people, and amazing people come. But that 1%, 1%, you guys are making it lame for everyone. God, God.
Oh man.
So that's rough. Yeah, that's my one thing.
Yeah, I know, I get that.
What about you guys?
That's like my worst. What was someone wasting my time? Will set me the fuck off. Like I can't.
Or like you don't show up, or like no shows, and I'm like, okay, so now I get to pay for you not showing up. Like that's rough.
Well, especially when there's other people who like want to be there and they can't be there.
That's
because the spot is that's
part.
yeah.
Because we have a reputation of like it's a hard mic to get into. It's a hard like signups fill up. And then I have to be like, well, don't worry, guys. Just wait a couple hours, and a bunch of people are gonna cancel. And I'm just like, this sucks. Like that's not fair. And I understand things happen, and of course, like there are exceptions. People have emergencies. People get sick. Like,
of course,
that's not what I'm talking about. But it's like people who are like repeat offenders, where I'm like,
there's patterns.
yeah, guys. Like I'm trying to be cool.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, that's my problem. I'm too nice, and I'm trying to be a little bit more assertive. But I'm like SpongeBob in that episode of him trying to be assertive.
Yes.
And it's just like Plankton being like, what the fuck? Stand up for yourself. And I'm like, everyone's so nice.
I can't.
I know. I missed the sign up today. I was like, oh shit, 2 hours later.
No,
but you know what? Sometimes what happens is I'll be at work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I remind myself like, oh, at a certain time I gotta like sign up, and I'll forget. And I'm telling you, it'll be divine intervention. I will click my phone and it'll say exactly noon. And I will like just hop on and like book in.
Yes.
And I'm just like, how the hell did that just happen? How did that happen?
Excuse me.
Like with my spirit guides, we're like, you gotta go see Genesis.
Get on stage, girl.
Of course. You need to go up.
Yes. Okay. My highlight is we went down like a deep rabbit hole today.
Ooh.
And according to some random girl on TikTok, I may be an alien hybrid.
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yes.
What? I mean, congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
we
the
did.
dream.
So-
That's the dream.
Yeah. So
Wait, what?
we went down. It was like a good couple hour rabbit hole.
This is welcome to hanging out with Kris and Kyle.
I'm already
We're
intrigued,
fucked up.
and thank God, my people.
Oh my god.
And it was just like, some of the symptoms were like high IQ. And I was like, I think so.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, I need to know more about this. Like, what do you mean you're part alien?
Well, okay, so the conspiracy with this. No, it basically was just saying if you're RH negative, like you're an alien. Like blood type.
Your blood type.
Damn, I'm so dumb. I didn't even know that was a blood type. I'm like, I think I'm either an O positive or an O negative. Which one's the rare one?
Oh, negative.
That's me, baby.
Okay.
Guys.
Okay.
Are we?
Yeah. We're both aliens
Yes.
together.
God,
Yeah.
And yeah, but I'm a little nervous to talk about it publicly because I'm like, what if there's like alien hunters?
Oh my god, they're coming.
Do you know what I mean?
And
You know what though? I am for real. Like I always get freaked out about like the idea of like society collapsing, an apocalypse, whatever. And I'm like, someone's gonna find out we're O's, we're a bunch of O's, and they're gonna like come for us and be like, you need to donate for everybody. I'm like,
Exactly.
Yes.
I want my blood.
And that's when I'm gonna be like, I have had homosexual relations.
Damn, I'm about to pull that card too.
It is not right with God.
Yeah, I have sinned, and I'm so sorry. I can't.
I don't want this blood.
Yeah.
The sad thing is that when people watch this podcast, they take everything I say as literal.
Oh no.
And I will talk about the most satirical rants and go off on the craziest shit. And they'll be like, this bitch thinks she is so full of herself. She honestly, like, she's so delusional. And it's like, you don't get it.
Guys,
like
I was joking.
Chill, man.
My God, I'm a comedian. Well, that's a hell of a highlight.
yeah,
That's a-
yeah. So
Like, you
that's
became
what's
an
happening
alien
these
that
days.
day.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Low light is well. We had a little issue today, and I had to like.
Oh my god.
I think
Oh my God.
I would just rather not have a maintenance person come in my apartment because there's a lot going on.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I
I don't
mean?
need them to know about my secrets.
Yeah, there's a lot happening. There's a lot there's a lot of stuff that's going on in there, and I don't need. Yeah, we've already been down that road once, but so I just think I can fix the toilet. The toilet like hardly works. You know what I mean?
fun.
And then so I just like adjust the water pressure and like douche stuff. And today I had to do that.
Douche.
I almost said shit, and I was like, no.
We all know what you're douching, Kyle. sorry, continue.
Yes. So then we go outside to go take some photos for the gram.
Yeah.
We come back in, and she's like, there's water. And I'm like,
No,
wait.
I didn't just say there's water. I literally went, I took my shoe and I stepped and it was like like a splash.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
just like I touched it. Like it's like
a scene out of like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're here.
Yes. Yes. And
my
then we
God.
found an entire river running out of the bathroom, down the hallway, and was about to start like running out towards the living room.
Oh my God. Wait, do you
Yes.
have hardwood or carpet?
Hardwood.
Oh, thank God. I mean,
Yes.
it's not great. but,
Yes,
Like, God,
yeah.
can you imagine fucking wet?
Yes. No.
Okay. Wow.
No,
Okay.
no. And it, like, there is a rug, but it like missed the rug.
Oh
It
my
just
God.
ran around it almost. It was just barely missed
The
it.
alien gods were with us.
Yes. Yes. And I'm telling you, like, if we would have came in like 10 minutes later, we would have been like the neighbors would have been flooded downstairs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So then what happened? What was it? What was wrong with the toilet?
I left the water pressure on full blast, and it was just running the whole time. It was clean water. It was just running that whole time. And it was bad. And I was like, oh, fuck, we're going to have to replace the floor. What the hell? But we just threw down a bunch of towels.
I didn't know she had this many towels. And all of a sudden, there's one from this place. There's
That's so
this
funny.
color. I was like, where the fuck are these all coming from?
Why do I feel like this is a Bounty commercial?
Well, yeah. Yes.
Put down a
Sponsored.
roll of Bounty, and now no more plumbing problems.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, that sucks. Do you think it's gonna be fixed?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We
all
got it all fixed.
Okay.
No need for the maintenance to come in.
Okay, so my highlight is I don't know my blood type. I don't.
Not like us lately in Queens.
So, who would you call if you don't know your blood type?
Mom, dads don't know anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
mine's dead, so I had to call my
wow.
mom. So
He definitely doesn't know anything.
Yes. So I'm like, I sent my mom a picture today. I sent her a picture of a dress, and it was of me.
Okay, cute.
And then I was like, "What's my blood type?" And then she didn't get back to me. And I was like, "What's my blood type?" And she didn't get back to me. So I was just in a silly mood, and I do this to her sometimes where I spam her.
Yeah.
So I call her 2 times in a row. She doesn't answer, whatever. Then all of a sudden she writes back about the dress, and she's like, "Oh, cute." And I put, "What's my blood type?" All of a sudden my phone's ringing, and I answer it, and I'm like, "What is it?" And she's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Oh my God." She's like, "What's wrong?" And I was...
I cannot believe this, but this literally just happened to me. I'm pulling up text right now. Wait. Oh my God. I don't know why I didn't bring it up when we've talked.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Shut up. Okay, wait. I'm literally gonna. You continue. I'm
Oh my
literally
God.
gonna find this.
So
I'm literally gonna find
she's
this.
like, I saw the text message, and then I saw the calls, and I saw whatever, and then she's like, I thought something happened to you. She's like, you can't just not say anything, and I'm like, no, I'm fine. What's my blood type? She's like, I don't know. She's like, I was 16 when I had you. How am I supposed to remember this? And I'm like,
What about your mom?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh my God. Okay, I literally.
Oh my God.
You know what? You know why I even asked my mom? It was because I was at Witty Titties and someone mentioned their blood type in a bit, and I was like, "What is my blood?" I wanted to say a bit. Oh my God. Okay, so literally this happened
Oh
last
my God.
week. I just go no hello, no nothing. I just go, "What's my blood type again?" And she's like, "Por qué?" She's Latina. "Por qué?" Don't donate blood. First thing. And I just go, Jesus Christ, just tell me. It's a simple question. And then she then starts calling me. I'm in the middle of Witty Titties. She's calling me.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I'm ignoring her. I'm like, I'm in mid, I can't. And she's like, she's like, don't donate. Don't do it. Oh, positive.
You are not an alien queen.
Damn, I thought. Like, oh, positive. Don't it.
Oh my
What
God.
happened? And I was like, nothing happened. I just wanted to know because of a joke.
Yes.
And I literally was like, this is why I don't ask you anything. You took it too far.
Oh my God.
She was like, well, why? Next time, call me. I was scared. You were going to donate.
That's so funny. This is like, what kind of like connection is that?
It's all about that.
That was
So
wild. You honestly,
funny.
that's why I'm like, you were telling me this story. I'm like, wait a second.
I get this. Oh my God. I love that our moms had two different fears though. Like yours is like,
True.
don't donate. My mom's like, are you dead? Like what's happening? You're in a different
That's
country.
Like, such a better fear. She was worried about you. Meanwhile, my mom doesn't want me to be altruistic.
No.
Don't help people.
I made that blood for you.
It's for you only.
Oh my God.
I had to buy a kit from Amazon and test it.
Really?
Yeah, because it was. This is the thing. It may not be true because I had to prick my finger and then I stuck it on this little thing and then it had to wait and then it like curled it up or something and then it was like, look at what photo matches it the best. And
Hey, so you had to match photos of blood?
yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. I want to order this.
Yeah, it
Do
was like $8 or something. And
I don't know if I trust these random Amazon.
But when you match up the things that we deep dived, it's a
Yeah.
true match.
Okay,
you can't go.
I need to know more.
Yeah.
yeah, but I needed to know because I was like, you know what? Because I was like, it's always about a diet, you know. I was like, because there was like the eat for your blood type, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to be carnivore.
Yes, I heard about this.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, any excuse to eat my weight in meat. I'm
Yes.
like, it's a carnivore diet.
Yeah.
I'm not unhealthy. I am actually super healthy.
Yes.
Give me 4 steaks.
My low light is today I had to go from me, like normal Christina, normal Kris,
Yeah.
whatever, to like Mrs. Edgar, who is my
Mrs. Edgar?
Mrs. Edgar is my married last name
Oh.
because someone fucking bullied my oldest kid at school today. And I'm not home. And I was pissed. And this kid,
Ooh.
this fucking kid
Let's go.
is a shit. And I found out about it because my husband called and said, you're going to be mad at me because he's like, I just told said kid
Yeah.
in kid words to fuck off. And, and he's like, and then I turned around to the boys and their little crew. They have this crew of friends, and I told all of them, you're done with this kid. And I was like, yes, go daddy. And I was like calling the office and I was like, this is Mrs. Edgar calling. I need to file a complaint. This is my second one against this
And I'm
kid.
super horny right now. And I need you guys to figure this out. That's so funny. I'm gonna be honest,
Literally.
you said Mrs. Edgar, and I was like, oh my God, is that like your dom name? Like, that's hot.
mean, like-
That's hot. You speak to me only when spoken to.
Yes, I'm Mrs. Edgar.
Yeah.
But I
But
was
no,
like,
it's even hotter. You're a mom.
Right? Like, I was like, no. I was like, fuck this. And the school was like, well, you know, it was an incident when it apologizes. And like, poor Kyle all day had to like listen to like the calls going back and forth, me in the school, me and like my husband. Then they like put me on a thing. And at the end of it, they were, and I don't know what came out of me, but like what came in me, but they were like, well, it was kind of like an accident and he said sorry. And, you know, Aiden has tried to play with this kid before. And I'm like, yeah, because he's inclusive and he's like a sweetheart. And I was like, now he's scared to walk home from school. And I was like, this is why when there was a minor event with him, I documented this. And this is why I'm documenting it again, because if it happens one more time, we're going to have to escalate things. And I was like, you know what I mean?
And
she's
that means
like,
I'm going to punch this
yeah,
kid.
this means that, like, yes, he's gonna get punted. And,
Yeah.
and they were like, okay, Mrs. Edgar, like, blah, 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 da, da, da. And I was like, yeah, like, you fucking wait till I come home. Like,
Girl. No, do not. I mean, go full baby mama. Baby mama.
Yeah.
Mama bear.
yeah, I am.
Go full mama bear.
And
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm like, my husband too, he has like tattoos and he's like, whatever. So he has like that presence if he
Yeah,
wants to. And
yeah.
I know that kid was like fucking shit themselves.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I am very like, I'm very chill. I'm a very chill person. It takes a lot to like really piss me off. But I'm the eldest child, and so I have like a little brother and a little sister. And like anytime anyone like fucks with I get to fuck with my brother and sister. I get to be their tormentor. If anyone else, I see red. I think when I was in middle school, and my little sister had a friend who was so rude, so disrespectful, and so mean to her, and she just didn't see it. And I was in middle school, I straight up just called her a bitch.
Good.
Even in middle school, I was like, I don't think I should be doing this to a fourth grader. I was like, you're a little bitch, and get the fuck away from my sister. I went full.
But you know what? They understand. Like she at that point would be like, yeah, you know what? I am a bitch. I know what she's saying.
Yes.
Like you gotta let them know.
Oh yeah, she was mouthy. She was like, if you're a bitch, like she called me a bitch back. And was like, and we were in the middle of a Chuck E. Cheese too, so I was like, well, I will drown you in the ball pit. Okay? Do not.
Yes.
Like,
No.
oh my god, yeah. So I totally get the maternal.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I have 2 sisters that are 10 years younger than me, and I said it also.
Okay, younger than mine.
Australia.
Listen to mine.
I did 100% hear your Canadian story. And
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, Canadian.
So exotic.
We're going to Tim Hortons.
Oh my God, you know Tim Hortons?
Of course. Yes.
We love Timmy's.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now, okay, Tim Hortons versus Krispy Kreme. It's okay if you say Krispy Kreme. It's okay.
I'm gonna.
It's okay.
I know I can't.
No hate to Tim Hortons.
I just. The donuts, Krispy Kreme, the coffee, Tim Hortons.
Yes.
Let's
That's
do
the
a
correct.
combination
That's
thing.
the correct answer.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what, when I'm back home, Tim Hortons is across the street from Daryl's Donuts.
Okay.
You go swing through Tim Hortons, you get a coffee, or when they had a hot apple cider, that was the thing.
Ooh.
And then you roll over to Daryl's, and you're gonna get some of the best donuts you've ever had in your life.
Yes.
Daryl's, yes.
Is that a chain?
Well, there's Daryl's and Donald's, and they were brothers. And
They were brothers.
yes, and what you don't know is that my brother married into this donut like family.
I'm sorry. Are you part of a donut empire?
I am
The donut dynasty.
through marriage.
Oh,
yeah, a donut
my
dynasty.
goodness,
Yes,
marriage.
yes. My brother had a donut wedding cake.
Shut up.
Oh yeah,
up.
yeah.
How do we get in on this? Like, how do we get a donut cake?
Yes.
That's crazy. So wait, do you get like free donuts from?
No.
What?
Well, if I went with my sister-in-law, I'm sure I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like pick up my nephew and like we're going for donuts.
I'm like, you're not gonna. What are you gonna do? Like pay into the family business? That's insane. Like hi, I'm family.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. Okay.
But no, maternal. My sister.
Yeah.
There's something going on with my sister right now, and I can't talk about it. But I was literally on the phone with you, and I was like, "Listen, we're going to national media."
Yes.
I was like, "We're tearing down the whole fucking town."
Yes.
I was like,
I was like, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. And whatever you need. Like,
we ride it on.
yes, literally. Oh
crazy.
my God.
Well, okay. Is your kid okay?
Yeah. oh,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
That's the main.
Good.
That's
When
the
I go
important part.
home, you know I'm going into the school.
Oh, I can't
Yeah,
wait. I need a
no.
video of you as like full Mrs. Edgar.
Yes.
You're like in full, be like, hi. I'm here to fuck shit up.
Yeah. Do you remember me from the call?
Yeah. Do you remember me from the media?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So funny.
So how did you get into comedy originally?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the story's a little crazy. It was a bucket list item, and I remember the year that I started, that year I had promised myself to do one scary thing a month. That was like my New Year resolution.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
Wow.
It's just one scary thing. Even if it was like talk to a stranger, and I'm like, okay, that counts. That was my one thing for the month. Like, and I knew by the end of that year, I was gonna do stand up. Like it was the scariest thing on my list, and I'm like, I've always wanted to try it out. I'm gonna do it. And then it was like all the way in August. Like I still hadn't done it. And I'm like, damn, I have a couple months left. And I randomly go to this party. It was a witch themed party with my friend in August. And there was like a seance, and there was like messages and burning messages and manifestation, and it was all kinds of things. And at that party, I meet a fellow female comic. And we're just talking and whatever, and she's like, "You're funny. Like, are you a comic? Like, you speak in punchlines and punchlines." And I'm like, "I don't even know what that is." And I was like, "No, but I want to do it. I want to try it." And she was like, "Okay, there's actually a women only comedy class that I've taken called Pretty Funny Women, taught by Lisa Sunstead. Shout out to her, she's amazing. And you need to sign up because I think you would be an amazing comic." And I'm like, "Oh my God, okay." And I literally signed up the next day. And then boom, then I started that class. Our class started on 9/11. Don't know what that means.
Okay.
Don't know what that means. Don't know why. I don't know. And then I took that class and I met so many comics that I still talk to today. They're producing shows and I produce shows, and we put each other, like, literally one of my friends from that show just texted me today and was like, "Hey, you want to be on a show?" And then since then I've just been doing comedy, and that was about 6 years ago. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
I love that this all kind of came from facing your fears, like wanting to push yourself. What got you to make that list? I would love to know.
No, I wish I could tell you. It was like, I don't know, I had this like come to Jesus moment.
Okay.
It was literally a New Year's Eve resolution, and I just was like, I'm gonna do it. Like I need a resolution that I can stick to. And I figured like one thing a month is like not a lot of pressure. And I didn't say exactly what it had to be. The only thing specific on my list was I want to try stand up. But everything else was just like, I think that year I like tried, I went to like, I just talked to like a lot of strangers. I did a lot of like things that I wouldn't normally allow myself to do. I definitely danced on a few tables.
That's the best way to dance.
And I just like, it just like was my push to be like, okay, I'm terrified, but I have to fill a quota, and I love filling a quota. So, I'm corporate that way.
Yes.
And I don't know. I just don't know. I found it, I think just making it in that frame, like framing that idea, just made it easier to do.
Yeah. So then you just started doing like open mics and going
No,
from
seriously,
there?
I did the class first because I knew I was like, I just couldn't do an open mic. Like that's normally how you have to do comedy. Is like you just go to an open mic with your thoughts and your ideas. And I was like, I don't know how to do that.
Yes.
There yet?
I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared. So thankfully this class was really helpful, and it's great for beginners because it was me and a bunch of other beginners, and it was only women. And we went to open mics together, and it was like really great because back then there was no Witty Titties. There was like one amazing women only mic that it still happens. It's at Tao Comedy, hosted by Bobby Oliver, and that was it. That was the only like women one that was around, and it was a great one. But otherwise, everything else was kind of scary and weird, and like only dudes. And so it was great to have like a support system of like other fellow newbies going to mics, and that just helped a lot. And then once I started going to open mics, and then I did like our graduation show, and I literally was like, well, that was that. I did stand up. I really never thought I was going to do this again. And then I kept getting booked on shows, and I was like, well, okay, I guess I'll just like prolong my stand-up career. But I kept telling everyone, I'm like, this is the last one.
Yeah.
The last one. I'm not going to do any more stand-up. You should come because I'm not going to do it anymore.
And here you are.
And they're like, we don't want to go to any more of your shows.
Like, sit down already. Like, be a woman of your word.
Right? Like, quit already.
Yeah.
That's so crazy because that's kind of like similar to how I got started.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because so I moved to LA because I was like, I'm gonna be a comedian. I was watching Kathy Griffin, My Life in the D List.
Stop, I did not know this.
Yes, but this was in 2010. And then I like dated like this weird comedian guy for a second, and I was like, oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah, that's the fastest way to quit comedy. Is being a comedian.
Yeah, exactly. And then my other career took off. And then 10 years in, I had gone on a vacation, and it was very much an eat, pray, love kind of vacation.
Okay, girl,
it was like a sit on some rocks on an island and like cry kind of vacation.
Okay, Little Mermaid.
Yes.
That's really fun.
It's like sit on a rock and cry.
Yeah. But I was like, no, I should have done this. I'm going to do comedy. And I literally sat there and I booked a class in Second City.
Stop.
Yes. And so I got back to LA and I started like 2 days after.
I love that. That's so freaking cool.
Yeah. And so that's how I got into it.
And then how long have you been doing it since then?
Well,
I think it's been like...
I guess like technically 5-ish years.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
but technically.
But it's like
you know what I
on
mean?
and off.
The pandemic happened.
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She like changed genders. She had a whole like
There's some big changes happening.
Yeah. So
yeah.
she was busy becoming
That
a
whole
woman.
thing, you
Yes.
know?
She had a 1/3 life crisis.
Yeah.
A lot happened.
That's so funny.
So were there any like challenges, or was it just like, I'm doing this, this is it? Was there anything you had to face, overcome?
I mean, comedy is hard to overcome.
yeah.
Yeah. Comedy. That was a challenge. No, I mean, it was the kind of normal sort of, like, it's hard being a comedian. Like, it's hard to just like jump in. And then obviously I started about 2 years before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened. And
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
cool. I remember I was producing my first show ever, and I had some big names coming up, and literally the day
Oh no.
before my show, lockdown.
Oh.
Lockdown. And that was like gonna be like my first one, and I had like so many cool comics, and I've never been able to get them since.
Man.
Oh.
Damn it.
Yeah, so the pandemic was rough, but then out of it, Witty Titties was born, and like a whole new aspect of comedy was born. It's interesting to see the pre-pandemic comedians and the post-pandemic comedians, because I feel like the scene did change.
Okay.
But I mean, other than that, it's just like the normal amount of challenges that any comedian faces. Obviously, being a woman, there's the added challenge of being a woman.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know. Like, kind of sucks. Yeah. And so, obviously, like, not being taken as seriously, that intimidation of being the only woman in the room. And
Yes.
so you're just like, all right, time to turn into a dude, bro, to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think for me.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, I might get in trouble for this, but okay. If I'm in a room where I say I had to present something and it was professional and whatever,
Yeah.
I could sit in a room full of men and like not give a shit because I'm
Right.
just like, whatever, I got this.
Right.
If I was in a room full of women in that situation, I would be like, okay, I better like level this up. Like,
Oh, because they're
because
smarter.
I respect them a little bit.
Yeah, we
differently.
respect them. They were
It's
like, oh no, these women are going to pay attention.
I'm like, okay, yeah, they're gonna critique, like they're gonna know.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like stand up comedy, I could never ever go in a room with just all men and like
And just be like,
funny
hi,
and
listen to me.
like because there wouldn't be that support. But maybe if I had the idea, I could do it in a room full of women. So
100%.
it's funny that way. You know
Well,
what I
funny
mean?
you should
Like-
say that, because Kyle and I have brought you here to turn you into a
Oh my
comedian.
God. Yeah, this is an intervention.
Yeah, hi. You have to do comedy now.
Yes. There's an audience
I
waiting in the
should
next
make it.
room.
Yeah, they're waiting for you. I mean, I think it's just scary anyway. Like, public speaking is scary, but like, I like the example that you brought up of like, at least when you're presenting, you're like, hi, I am the expert. Like, I know what the hell I'm talking about. But with comedy, especially when you're starting out, you're like, it's the imposter syndrome of it all. Of like, what am I doing up here? Does anyone want to hear me crack jokes? And so I think once you get over that, and like it's all practice, like the more you're on stage, there's no like tip or trick really of besides. I mean, obviously there are like things that you can do to make your time on stage easier and make you look more professional, but in the end, are you doing it every day? Are you doing it at least once a week? Are you doing it like multiple times where you're getting the practice in? Because there's no there's no substitute for the practice. And then once you get a bunch of practice in, and once you start doing scary and scarier stages, like bigger rooms or like a crowd of people who are so not your audience, then, you know, as you get more of that under your belt, then it gets a little less scary, but I still get nervous. Like, I get nervous every time. I can't. I wish I could be like, oh my God, I never get nervous.
I think that's a good sign, because it's like you still care.
Yes.
You still care.
Yes, I still very much care. Even when it's only, I did a show recently where it was truly just, they had like booked me, like it was far. It was like a 2-hour drive to go to the show, and like they were, you know, booking me as like kind of like a headliner. And I get there and there's like maybe 3 people in that room, and I was like, cool. Well, I'm gonna give these 3 people the best show they've ever seen. And then we wrapped it up, and it was fine. And I'm like, me and these 3 people vibed. But yeah, that shit still happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any like gnarly bombing stories?
I was thinking about this, and then this is my favorite story, because all right, so when I first started, I was like maybe a year in. I was about a year in, and I got an offer for my first paid gig. I was like, oh my God, I'm a professional.
Yeah.
They were offering me $60. I'm like, that's the most money I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Things are different now. Like, things are different nowadays.
I know, right? Now that's like a meal at Chick-fil-A. And so they were like, okay, $60. I want you, I'm going to be having, this lady was like, I'm going to be having a yoga retreat, and it's an all-day yoga retreat at her place, and it's going to be about like 30, 40 women, and they're going to be there from 8 a.m. until like 6 p.m. And then at 6, after this whole day of activities, you're going to come in and you're going to do comedy. I'm like, great. Those are the ideal conditions. So I drive down there. It's in Orange County. And I walk in, and it's a house, and they're in a living room. And yeah, there's like 30, 40 women like crammed in this living room. And as I walk in, they're still doing an activity, and they're doing sound baths. Like, you know, the little like bowls, like a sound bowl, and like you ding it. Yeah. Ding it. And so this lady is leading them through it. And so she's like dinging it, and everyone is sobbing. Everyone is straight up sobbing, crying. And like every time, like she would just be like, the lady would be like, ding. Oh, I feel so much sadness, so much release in the air. Ding. Just if anyone wants to share anything important. And like, ladies, these women are sharing their trauma. Like, I'm talking about like sexual assault and like all these different, like,
yes,
intense. Yeah. And they're like crying and being like, ding, this is what happened to me. And so I walk in, and the lady, literally the lady goes, ding, I feel nervous energy. Oh shit, this works. That's me. It's me. So then I walk in, and everyone's sobbing. And then I sit down, crisscross applesauce, and then finally the lady who's in charge, who booked me, she like gets up and she's like wiping tears away, and she's like, wow, that was powerful. What a release. Now, ladies, I'm sure we could all use a laugh. Give it up for your comic. So there's not even a stage. I'm in a living room. Everyone is still wiping away their tears.
Oh my God.
And now I have to go up and do, like in the round, I'm just like talking to a bunch of middle-aged women who just sob their eyes out. I'm like, all right, you guys, just ready for a good time.
Forget about that sexual assault. I'm here now.
Forget about that trauma. I have problems. And I'm going to tell you about it.
Oh my God.
That was the wildest show to date. This is my first ever paid gig.
Oh my God. You're like, I can't even like work with these people right now. Like,
No.
pick on them or
I
none of that.
literally,
Like,
yeah, what kind of crowd work?
Yeah.
Like, so I heard you have shit going on. Like, tell me about it. What?
Oh my God.
Wild.
No.
It was
So funny.
so wild.
They did not think that through.
No, they didn't. No,
What
they
kind of
didn't.
set were you doing? Like, what you have planned?
Well,
That was the other thing too. It was also the longest set I've ever done. So I have to do at the time. I literally I was only a year in. I had maybe 10 minutes of material. They're like, baby, do 20. So I'm like, cool. I'm just gonna riff. And thank God, I mean, I know it's supposed to be a bombing story, but somehow I turned it around. Like I just talked about the dinging and the nervous energy. Like I turned it around. But it was so, I was like, what the fuck? Oh man. Yeah.
Oh,
and
my God.
thankfully they laughed. I think they needed a laugh after the
well, yeah,
sound
probably
bath.
anything you said would have been funny to them.
Yeah.
I could have,
Like,
I could
you
have
were
just,
forgetting about everything now. Just like laughing.
you're like, I just flew in and boy are my arms tired. And then you're like, what?
Yeah.
You're hilarious. So yeah, that was the story.
Oh my God.
Wow.
The end.
Iconic. This is iconic. Oh man, I don't even know what to ask right now because I feel like we didn't prepare for
Girl,
that.
I didn't even know what to do after that. I had to finish my set, and then I was like, okay, how do I leave? How do I fucking get out of this place?
Oh my God.
They were nice. The ladies were very nice.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
wild.
Well,
Did I break you? Did I break the I should have saved it. I should have saved it at the end. I broke
no,
I broke
no,
I
no.
broke it.
Oh, so tell us about Witty Titties.
These transitions are sick. Super smooth. So Witty Titties, for anyone who does not know, is a women-only comedy show. We offer a weekly open mic that's women only that Kyle has been to, and then we also do shows. We try to do about once a month, once every 2 months. We do a show in different locations, and then we also offer workshops. So we do punch-up workshops, like writing punch-up workshops for anyone who like. It's kind of like the beautiful marriage of like going to a class but not paying for a full-time class. Like you can drop in any week and you can just like show up and just like, hi, I have this bit, I don't know what's wrong with it, I just need someone else to look at it. And then we have amazing teachers who guest teach, and they're working comedians, and then they offer their time and volunteer their time, and they help out, and it's really cool. And so that's every Tuesday, and then every Thursday we have the mic, and then so that's what we're about. And then our shows are really cool. Like I try to have like drag queens and burlesque performers, and as well as comics, and it's only women. Only women.
Yeah.
Every single time. Yeah.
And what kind of inspired you to start this empire?
Funny enough, I was there was a mic. It's no longer around, R.I.P. Big Chillin' Comedy, but it was run by two guys. It was two guys, and they came to me, and they were like, "Hey, you're so funny, and we want to do a women's only like night. Like they did mics every day of the week, and we want to do Wednesday, just women. And would you be interested in hosting it?" I'm like, yeah, sure. And so at first it was just called Women Wednesday at Big Chillin'. And it just got crazy popular. It was during the pandemic and, not a lot of mics anyway. When just women, it was so quickly word of mouth of like, oh my God, there's like this women only mic. And it blew up. And then, this location was in East LA. For anyone who doesn't know, East LA is maybe not the most safe area. And they got targeted by a gang. They straight up got targeted by a gang, and they had to shut the place down. So then I get this call, and they're like, "Hi, there's a gang. One of them wants to kill me. Anyway, we can't do the mic. I'm so sorry, and I don't know when we're gonna be back." I'm like, "Great, sounds good. Yeah, I don't think it's a great idea to have a bunch of women there." Yeah. Anyway. And so that same night that I get that call, I go to another backyard mic run by 2 other guys. And I asked them, like, hey, can I bring this women mic here? And I was like, well, I can't call it Big Chillin' anymore. It's not part of it. So I got to think of a name. I'm like, I don't know. I'll think of something. Like, probably something dumb, like Witty Titties. I literally just, like, said it, and I was like, oh, it's dumb. And, like, the person laughed, and I was like, yeah, but I'll think of something better. I never did.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and that was it. And we literally started... I think like 2 weeks later. Well, our birthday is technically on 4/20. Blaze it.
Oh,
Yes.
And yeah, and then we since then, like, that was 4 years ago now. And actually, this coming week, next week, we have our 4-year anniversary show.
Yes.
And that's super exciting. So we've been doing it 4 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that is the genesis of Witty Titties.
Damn. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And so how did you take it to where it is today? Like, how did that kind of...
I mean, honestly, like, people ask, and I'm like, I think it's just, it was really good timing. It was during the pandemic, so there wasn't a lot of other things going on anyway. And we have always had the privilege of, like, working with amazing, I hate to say this, men. Yeah. No, but, like, seriously, a bunch of really supportive guys who I've used different, like, we've been in like 4 or 5 different venues. Currently we're at Petty Cash Studios, and it's run by 2 amazing dudes, and, like, we've just had amazing guys, and they just let us, like, use their venues. And somehow the audience of amazing women have followed me from venue to venue to venue. And I think it's just, they just like the vibes. Like, I think it's just truly, like, they like the vibes. And I think there's a lot of amazing, like, women, like, since Witty Titties has started, there are so many women open mics now. There's so many, like, every place has, I hear it all the time, where, like, a lot of places are like, we need our own Witty Titties.
Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, that's the whole point. I did Witty Titties because women needed a space in comedy, and I wanted it to be a space for... Anyway, you don't have to be a comedian. Women can come, and, like, it's just supposed to feel like a really dope hangout. Mm-hmm. And now there's more spaces for women, which is amazing. And I don't know. I think it's just people enjoy the fact that they can feel safe. I think Witty Titties is very much a safe space, like the true sense of the word, not the weird woke sense of the word. Like, I have heard the wildest shit come out of people's mouths at Witty Titties that they wouldn't feel comfortable to say that in a room full of men. Yeah. Or a room full of different kinds of strangers. But, like, at the mic, I always say Witty Titties is like when you're at a girl's bathroom in a bar. Mm-hmm. And everyone is drunk, and everyone's yelling compliments, and everyone's laughing, and everyone's kicking, and everyone's having a great time. That's Witty Titties.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's genuinely just everyone, like, people will, like, laugh and gossip, and, you know, it's essentially like a girls' fest, just hanging out, and everyone gets to practice their comedy. It's just best of both worlds.
I know sometimes it can be hard because it's like when I get up on stage, I want to, like, talk to everybody. You know what I mean? I'm like that. But I do think that a lot of it, I was just thinking about this, is I think a lot of it is you too, in the way that you host it, because you keep the energy so high.
I try.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen a lot. And it's just, it genuinely is fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. I not to toot my own horn, I have heard that feedback.
Yes.
But I don't ever want it to be like, it's me. Yeah. But that's my philosophy as a host. I noticed that, like, by going to other mics, it's just draining. Like, it's so exhausting. If you've been to any kind of open mic, and hopefully as an audience you never do, don't do it. Go to an actual show. But at open mics, us as comics, we're just sitting there, like, focusing on our own sets. We're not really being supportive. And it's not that we are trying to do it on purpose. Like, we're not trying to be supportive on purpose, but it's just, like, boring. We've been to probably, like, a bunch of mics that week or that day even, and we're just tired. And I notice a lot of it, like, the host sets the tone. And so if the host is excited to be there, if the host is hyping people up, if they're quick and fast and they're not doing time in between each comic, and there's music playing, like, there's a lot of things that like, there's always got to be music playing. The song choice is very specific. We have a Witty Titties playlist on Spotify.
Amazing.
Like, very much, like, I try to curate it as much as possible. And I have, like, a little system of note cards where I write down everyone's names, and I'm making sure that I try to say everyone's name correct, because a lot of hosts don't. And I try to, like, make sure when I check them in, I'm like, hi, how do you say your name? Like, all of these things are little things, but they curate the vibe, and everyone feels like I give a shit. And if I give a shit, then everyone else in the room is going to try to give a shit. And if everyone gives a shit in the room, then everyone will laugh and be good participants, and you can actually gauge if your jokes are funny or not.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing about other open mics, is like, it's a bunch of comics. We don't laugh. Ironically, we don't laugh. And so it's hard to gauge, like, is this actually working? And then you have to just wait until you're on an actual show and be like, okay, let's try it out on this audience. I haven't really gotten to practice it, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Then there's me that time that Kyle took me to this one like stand-up show, and it was like
Not a great one.
it was not good, but I felt so bad for everyone.
Yeah.
That I was like, they even called me out for it, because I'd be like,
Bless you.
and then like I think it's like that, like the mom in me, like the parent in me, that's just like, okay, well, I laughed for this one, so now I have to make sure this one gets a laugh too. Like, so the whole time I'm just like, like some of it I'm like, this fucking sucks.
Oh, yeah.
I can't have you be
yeah.
the only one that didn't get a laugh.
Oh, I am always laughing at everyone. And now I try, everyone's like, you're fake laughing. I'm like, not every time, okay?
Yeah.
I try to find, one, I have a great sense of humor. And then two, I try to find something funny in everyone's jokes, and everyone, even if they're like hardcore bombing, like, people think you can't bomb at Witty Titties. That's incorrect. I have seen plenty of people get utter silence.
Yeah.
Supportive or not, if you're not funny, you're not funny, you know, or if they're not feeling it, you know, whatever. But I try to find something, and I think it's possible to like laugh at something in someone's set, and then you just, you know, it just helps. It's some sort of encouragement. So I try to laugh at everyone at least once.
Hey.
Yeah. But I went the most for Witty Titties. I'm like, we need an academy.
Yes.
We need a series on Netflix.
Girl.
out.
Please let Netflix. I know you're watching.
Yeah,
They
do. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, we're in communication.
No, I've thought about it before, and we've had interest in doing. I want to do like a series of specials, because we do a lot of like, our shows tend to be themed. So like in January, it's not really a show, but we do an arts and laughs, which is really fun, where people do we make vision boards for the whole year. And then there's also comedy at the beginning. And then we have a Galentine's Day show, or we'll have Mother's, like, we call it Mommy Issues. And we have like a Mother's Day show. So, you know, we try to do themed shows, and I always thought that would be really fun to do as a series of specials. It's like, just, you know, do a Witty Titties presents this, and, you know, do that sort of thing, and just highlight amazing female comics. So hopefully that'll happen. Yeah.
It is going to happen.
Yes.
You're hearing it here first.
Yes. Yeah. Anything else?
You want to go?
Just one more question before we get into our cute and
All the
creepy.
questions.
Yeah.
I'm a yapper.
I love it.
Yeah.
What advice would you have to another woman who is just starting out on comedy? Your biggest piece of advice.
Ooh, biggest one, besides just do it as many times as you can, find someone you trust to go with.
Oh.
That is, I think, the easiest way to just get started. I also have ADHD, so that helps me, of like, it's literally body doubling, but I find it so much easier to back out of doing a mic, or back out of doing any kind of practice or writing or anything, without having someone trusted by your side. So that's what helped me.
Okay.
And I think that's also the beauty of the Witty Titties community, is someone is always down to help you out. Like, I'm so lucky and privileged to have met amazing people like Kyle, and like amazing comics who are so nice to each other. And I've seen so many friendships blossom, and they become better comics because they're going out together, and they're like, hey, I want to hang out at this club. I want to hang out at the Improv or the Comedy Store, but I'm scared to go by myself. come with me. And then you go and hang out and you network and you get yourself on another show. Like, that's something that wouldn't have happened if you had been too scared and you had stopped yourself. So that's, I think, finding your tribe. Comedy is a very lonely, like, solitary profession and art form. And I think if you can find like one or two people that you trust, then that'll just take you farther.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
amazing.
great advice.
Yes.
Yes, that's really great advice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get into our creepier and cute.
Yes, okay, let's get into it.
Okay, love it. Hit me.
Okay, we're speed round. Okay. Photographers.
Cute.
Silly Willies.
An amazing idea. Very cute.
This poor men. No. Nicknames.
Can be creepy.
Okay.
Can be creepy, but mostly cute. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lord Forquaw Bangs.
Oh, y'all have done your research. Oh, man. Okay. What is this, a hot seat?
Basically, we spend way more time planning this than we do the rest of the episode.
For the viewers and the listeners, you have to understand these are deep cuts. And they just hit. I let it go at Silly Willies, but like that is a joke. That was an April Fool's Day joke from 3 years ago. So I don't know how deep into my Instagram you guys went.
Just buckle up, babe.
Oh man,
Buckle up.
Okay, Lord Farquaad bangs are fucking creepy. I looked a mess. I looked really bad.
Okay, people who leave their purse at your house and insist they come back the next morning because, quote, they may go to jail that day.
Do I get to give context?
Yes, of course. Do it. Let them know.
So, someone by the name of Kyle went to a party because I threw a little shindig at my house to celebrate 4 years of Witty Titties, and a bunch of Witty Titty girls came.
Mm-hmm.
And someone left their purse, and then comes back the next day and is like, yeah, I'm going to protest. I might get arrested. Turns out I need my ID. I love how, other than that, you were gonna leave it at my house.
Yes.
It's like,
I don't
can
need
wait.
this. Who needs their ID?
Exactly.
I'm gonna say cute. I loved it.
Yes.
Okay, people who go over the 5 minutes.
Oh, I mean, it's not creepy, but it's annoying. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah.
Doing comedy in Lisbon.
Cute. What?
Yes.
I recently got to do comedy at a festival in Lisbon, Portugal, and it was so cool. Like, everyone was so nice, and I met so many really cool European comics. And yeah, it turns out they're European comics. They're just like us. And they're great. Yeah, very cute.
Open mics in alleyways.
Creepy, but I've done it.
Hufflepuffs.
They're cuties. They're cuties. The puffs are cutie. Okay, they're Hogwarts potheads, and I love them. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Slytherins. And I was like, okay, I was like, I don't really know any of the houses, but I was like, everyone's a Hufflepuff. I was like, I'll put Slytherins. And then during my deep dive, I found out this bitch has the Slytherin, and it's just like, what did it say in your hashtag Slytherin Queen or something? And I was like, oh, she is a Slytherin. We have to change it to Hufflepuff.
No, that would be hilarious. No, Slytherins are usually creepy. You know what? Myself included. I'm a creep, y'all. But Hufflepuffs are good people. They're good people.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do the last one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Lockets that say, you are my only exception.
Oh my God, that's literally my first post ever on Instagram. This is, I don't think I've been like cyber stalked this thoroughly since, like, I don't know, a guy who wanted to fuck me. Like, I mean, this is dating levels of creepy, and I love it.
I love that you know it's your first Instagram.
100%. Okay. Now I'm gonna say cute, and I'm gonna give you a cute story. I hope. Okay. So as you guys, as they know, and maybe the listeners, yeah, feel free to scroll all the way to the bottom. It's there. So one of my favorite bands is Paramore, and they sold a locket that said "The Only Exception," which is one of my favorite songs of theirs, right? And that was like one of my first ever posts on Instagram, was like a little cute photo of that locket, right? This was, God, 10 plus years ago.
2011.
Oh, Jesus. you just had that. Like, you just had that.
I made note in case. Yeah.
Okay. Great. 2011.
Yeah.
And so at the time I had that, they sold it. And so I had that locket. And I don't know how, but I lost it. I lost it like maybe a couple years ago. Like if this was 2011, I maybe lost it in like 2014, right? So 10 plus years ago. And I started dating my current boyfriend. And I told him about this. I was, and like I turned him into a Paramore fan. And so he now loves the song. I love the song. And I told him about this locket. And for our anniversary last year or 2 years ago, he scoured the internet. This locket has been discontinued since 2011.
Oh my God.
He scoured the internet and found the exact same locket that I lost and got it to me for my anniversary.
Goosebumps. That is so romantic. Oh my God.
Yeah. And he like spent, and it's a shitty locket.
Yeah. It was a shitty locket.
It's a shitty locket. It is a trash locket. He spent so much money on this. Like, yeah. And he like found it, and he does like, he has the craziest, I don't know, eBay skills or anything. I had this like one top that like he called it the man eater because it was like the sexiest like little like one piece outfit from Victoria's Secret. Again, discontinued back in like 2013, 2012. I broke it like 2-3 years ago. I broke it, and you can't find it anymore. It's like I've tried, I've looked for it. And he hated that top because he was like, guys are checking you out. I hate this top. He freaking found the exact same one. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
And surprised me with it. It wasn't even like my birthday or anything. He just surprised me with it because he couldn't wait to show me.
Do you think he took the original one and hid it? And I was like, oh, this really worked with the locket. Let's try this again.
Right? No, I still have the original, and I was like, man, that really sucks. I really loved wearing this. And he was like, no, I'm glad it's broke.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then he freaking found the exact same one.
Oh my God. That sounds like a keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite puff.
He's your only exception?
Yeah, he's my only exception. And so, yes, I have so many stories. But anyway, the exception, locket, cute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this has been so much fun.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you for letting me yap.
Anytime. Like, we need to get her back on.
Yes.
Like,
I know.
we have
literally
Genesis
anytime.
segments.
Yes.
Oh my God. I will. I'm always here. So, I'm happy to. Yeah.
Yes.
This is so much fun.
Yeah, at one point I got lightheaded. I was like, she's about to go down. I was laughing so hard.
I actually saw you. I was like, I was just looking over like, okay, no, she's
You're just like still laughing and being like, is she about to pass out?
yeah,
She's so jealous of my ability to pass out, by the way.
I am. I've always wanted a beautiful fainting moment.
I
know.
I'm always like, oh my God. You know, especially when, do you guys know about Victorian fainting couches?
Yes.
Ever since I found out about them, I was like, why can't I faint?
Yes.
I've never fainted once in my life.
I became obsessed with fainting when I was Lady Macbeth in a play, and I had to faint on stage.
Stop.
And I was like, I need this to really happen to
It's
me.
such a drama moment.
Oh,
Kyle, faint right now.
I can't do a run
Do it
spot.
right now.
But I'll tell you what, though, it is dramatic, and it is a story, and it is nice when they bring you snacks and juice. And you can lie there.
Yeah. Gathered around you, concerned about your well-being.
Yeah.
Right?
That's hot, dude.
Yeah. But when you're this big, it's scary going down. You know what I mean? Like, there's a warning on all of my medical charts. It's like, the bitch will go down and take the whole table with her. Just careful.
There's a hit on the Richter scale. Oh no, she's about to faint. Don't do California, girl. Don't do that shit in California.
Mark's gonna kill us. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Get out of here. Mark is so tired of our shit.
I know.
Okay.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.